Hello guys, Michael here with another video. So right now I am in a small city of Sweden called Strömstad, and it's pretty cold here actually. I can definitely feel like the winter is coming. So anyway, today I want to talk about my participation of the big event that took place during the weekend. And I had the honor to share the stage with a lot of different Polish celebrities. There was one pretty famous politician, and there were a lot of very successful Polish entrepreneurs. Not only Polish people that are based in Poland, but also United States-based Polish people. There was one guy who made billions of dollars in real estate, lost it all basically, and then came back becoming a billionaire by pushing forward basically. Because even though you're losing a lot of money, you're losing a lot of assets, you still have your contacts. And your relationship with other people that are successful can actually be the key to continue succeeding, even if you fail. So that was something that I got a lot of inspiration from. And then we had me that were speaking about relationship building theory through real conversations, empathetic conversations. And one of the things that really surprised me was that there were so few professional people that actually knew about this area. They knew about the power of conversational frameworks. There were a lot of people that have been studying psychology, people that are licensed psychologists, and there were other professionals like lawyers. You know, lawyers in general have to have great listening skills, otherwise they can't understand their clients. And even those professionals that were in the audience didn't know much about real conversational skills, such as empathetic communication. So that surprises me. And that also gave me more motivation to actually teach people how to build relationship with others. So let's talk about that, relationship with others. So when I are talking about men who want to attract and date women through emotional connection that comes from real conversations, I'm using the methodologies that has been proven to work from the scientific community. And I tweak that into the romantic scene for men who really want to date and find the right woman. But I could easily just tweak it towards people that want to succeed in the business life. And I can teach them how to be successful building relationships with potential partners, building relationship with people that can change anyone's life by taking the company into the next level. Many times collaborations can do that. Cooperations can do that. So relationship building theory is so unbelievably useful in so many different fields, not only when it comes to dating and attracting women. So if I would say something that I believe people in general could benefit hugely, then that would be to become a conversationalist. Basically, becoming a conversationalist that are based on real things would be people that could build relationship with anyone. And in today's world, what is more important than building relationship with others? I've seen a lot of very high qualified people not succeeding because they don't know how to build relationship with others. I mean, we have to be likable if people want to work with us, if people want to do business with us, if people want to date us. We need to be able to, in some way, give the sense of safety and trust. Like, I can trust this guy, I can trust this man, I feel safe with this man. He's reliable, he make me feel great, he's just a great person. And that is the person that I want to do business with, or that is the person that I want to be friend with, and so on. Relationship building theory is a huge underrated skill, and I just can't believe how rare this skill set is. And I was in the bus all the way here, from Gothenburg to here. And I was just thinking over and over again, how come that this knowledge is not a common knowledge? How come? I mean, that would just change the lives of so many. Another situation were a person that didn't like going to psychologist because the guy, he had a lot of depression in him. And when I talked with him, he was one of the audience in this event. When I spoke to him about what the source was when it comes to his depression, he vaguely named that he just feel uncomfortable being around other people. And he consistently felt awkward, weird, and he just doesn't belong around other people. And in some way, he imagined that people looked at him and they felt like he was a weird dude. So he got a lot of negative reactions for other people as well. Sometimes appearance can do that, for example. I mean, not only about how you, exactly how you look physically, but also your own facial expression and so on. I mean, if you look grumpy, other people might be grumpy as well when they look at you. It's just like a mirror effect. It's a reciprocity effect. Like, this guy look angry and in bad mood. So I'm going to, and specifically when he look at me, so I'm going to give that back. I'm going to look angry when he looking at me. So it sort of create, bad create bad, so to speak. And then I spoke to him I spoke to him and asked him what a psychology could help him with. Like, he went to different kind of psychologists. They gave him psychotherapy, cognitive behavioral therapy, and so on. And he said that nothing really helped him. They gave him a couple of tips. They look, in his past and try to connect his feelings, current feelings with past events and so on. But did that really help him? No, it didn't help him much. So I then spoke to him about his way of actually communicating with people. And what I noticed was that the only thing he was thinking about was himself in social situations. I mean, basically, he go into a social situation and the only thing he was thinking about is, oh, do I look weird? Am I awkward? I don't want them to think that I'm weak. So I'm going to stand tall and I'm going to be strong and I'm going to show them that I'm not a guy to mess with. And what happened then? Well, the way he looks in his face, the way his expression is very negative, because it looks like he's a guy that in some way look arrogant, that in some way doesn't like other people. And therefore, they also give him that kind of reaction. And when they give him that kind of reaction, he becomes even more artificial stronger and stand even more taller and become even more aggressive in his face. And then the negative, spiral just continuing. And then I told him that if we would actually change your approach, if we instead focusing on you being curious towards other people, don't think at all about you being awkward, about you being weird and people look at you weirdly and they immediately judge you being, like a lower bad person. Just forget about that and change your purpose. Just change your purpose towards the other people and just make a decision to not judge them at all. Just be curious. So you're shifting your inner self outwards. And as soon as you're looking at people, oh, those people are the ones who judge me. And then you look back at them, but with the mindset of, I just wonder what they are doing in life. What is this guy working with? And what about her? I just wonder what she did this weekend. And that guy, I just wonder what his interest is. Does he like football? Does he like going to the gym, exercising and so on? Just going in with curiosity and put all the attention outwards and make, some assumptions, guessing assumptions about what they might do in life, what they might be good at, and so on. And he was just mind blown. He's like, oh my God, can you really do that? I said, yes, that is like the first step of getting over anxiety and getting over, those hurdles that you have when other people around you look at you. This is actually something that should come from psychologists, because this shifting attention part is actually something that psychologists are working very hard with. But in order to make people understand it and use it practically, it's a completely different thing. Many times I believe that psychologists can actually intellectually teach people how to go about things that can help them psychologically, but there is no practicality in it. So they can't really do that practically. And then they are stuck with knowing a little bit about how the psychological framework and concept looks like, but there is no practicality, so they cannot use it in practice. And that is something I've seen over and over again. And that's a huge problem. That's a huge problem. So I gave him this idea that only think about three things when you are in a social situation. One is, I wonder what they are working with. So every time you go out and you feel like, oh my God, they're judging me. And then, you know what, forget it. I wonder what this guy is working with. I wonder what she is working with. I wonder what that younger guy is working with. Then you can shift the mindset of being curious in a different field. Like, I just wonder what he likes to do after work. What is his hobbies? What is he good at? Is he good at football, training? Does he like fishing? And what about this girl? Is she a party girl? She likes to go out and party, drinking? Or is she more of the artistic type? Or maybe she's, like some kind of interior designer. She looked like she's that type of girl. I don't know. I'm just guessing in my head. And when he starts doing that, what happens? Well, he don't have time to think about they judging him. He don't have time to look tall and arrogant and just show that he is someone to not mess with. No, he don't have time for that. He's now completely fully occupied by focusing about those people. I just wonder how their life looks like. I just wonder. Maybe then he can also put the third mindset of, I just wonder if she could teach me something. Can I learn something from that person? Maybe he have an experience that I can learn from. I just wonder what he think about self-improvement, for example. Or I just wonder this guy looks like a business person. Maybe he have a different kind of business mindset that I can use to help my business. There are so many things you can just shift your mind to that you don't need to feel anxiety. You don't need to come to the conclusion that everyone is looking at you and you are one reason, people are putting you into the spotlight. People don't do that. With all fairness, people just don't care about you much. Everyone is so self-occupied with themselves that they don't think about other people that much. Everyone is very self-centered and thinking about themselves, about their life, how they can improve and so on. That this judging other people might be for a very short amount of time, and then they become completely occupied by their own thoughts, about their own lives. They couldn't care less about you. Seriously, you're a stranger. They don't care about you at all. So I think that was something that I feel gave me a lot of value, because I just love to help people like that. And that person is now my client. He became my client. And my main focus is not to help him to attract and date women. My focus is to help him being able to build relationship with other people by using the power of curiosity and using a conversational framework that he can use in order to be curious towards other people. So when the mindset is being curious about other people, what they are doing for work, what are they doing when they're not working, what are their hobbies, can I learn something from that person, and so on, that's the mindset. And the behavior is the skill set. It's like, what behaviors can you use in conversations to achieve that curious mindset? So if I want to know what this guy is doing with his life, I need to ask questions. So asking questions is the behavior. And when he answers me, then I need to listen to exactly what he is saying in order to take things into deeper levels. And there's also another behavior, listening skills. So by learning a couple of conversational behaviors, eventually you become so skillful that you become just a different person. And most of the time you become the person that you want to be. And that person that you want to be is more yourself than you ever even could imagine. People want to be curious about other people if they just know that there is such thing. Many times when people talk about themselves, about the achievement and so on, it's not because they are arrogant and egoistic. They might be egocentric subconsciously, like they're not conscious about it. They just think that in order to make a good impression, I have to talk about myself and I have to impress, I have to talk about my own achievements and so on, because that is what they believe is the right thing to do here. But the truth is, it's not. If they just got the guidance of being curious towards the other person instead, and then knowing that this is what the science are saying, this is what makes the other person feel at best in conversation, and also that is the part that makes the other people like you. So the likability is there. People love to talk about themselves and about their thoughts, about what they're thinking about things, to someone who really listen. And when I educate people in that direction, they got this aha feeling. And that aha feeling is the part that truly transformed their life. They suddenly got a different compass. It's almost like a map of how to go about things. And so many guys, so many people in general are so grateful when they realize that maybe it's not so much about me anymore. Maybe it's more about learning about other people. Maybe that is the key for true success in relationship building. Anyway, guys, I just wanted to show my thoughts, and I hope you like this video. Subscribe and like. That will help my channel a lot. And I see you in the next video.